So looking at a few of these ideas for costs, just to give you a quick glance. The lockdown upgrades, if we looked at putting in magnetic hold downs, they're relatively expensive for adding those. So for every door that allows your classroom to slam shut, you're looking at about a $1,500 chunk of money to add those after the fact. If we did it initially when the design was there, they're about half of everything along the line. So the costs are huge for retrofits. The thought process is today, if you think those are some things you have an interest in, putting those in your initial design or when you renovate a building is much advantageous for you. The security vestibules themselves, making those are not near as expensive because we're talking about a couple doors and some buttons that are close to wherever you are anyway. They're running about $788 per entrance vestibule, and in our case we have 16 of those to price out. And then phones, that's whatever you put into a phone. Ours is $1,125 because we put the computerized phones in there, costing us a little bit more money. And I think that's, what we're trying to do is to sell these to our patrons that, our kids are in good hands. And the points that you guys asked are great ones. As administrators and facility people, your job is to sell the building to the patrons that they're a secure environment for kids. Having the features that we have in this school gives us an advantage over schools beside us that, the parents may take their kids and go with open enrollment, go wherever they desire. So our point to the administrators that your question, sir, you ask is, if we're, indeed going to draw attraction in here for safe, secure schools, school B beside us does not have those features, it's going to be a real slap in our face when the parents get the kids in there and nothing's utilized. So that's another, reinforcement for us saying it's part of evaluation, but it's really a PR issue too, because we have that many parents that have built homes, trusted to come into the Middleton School District, secure schools. We got to live up to that, whether we're in Idaho or Utah. The old analog cameras, cameras are just like all kinds of technology today. What you get tomorrow versus today is the difference in night and day. We went with digital cameras. I recommend that just because they'll monitor them if they can see them. If there's no visualness there and they can't see anything, the first thing they're going to tell us is, Rich, these are wasting our time. Somebody's coming in there, we can't see, the figures are wavy, and so we went with good digital cameras. They're more apt to watch those because, and I agree, if I'm watching something that I can't see, I'm more apt to shut it off than I am to say this gives me, and the principal say the same thing. If we're going to bust someone out in the parking lot for doing something, Rich, we need a good visual image. That's the other thing I wanted to mention to you. As you design your schools with security cameras, your lighting people need to be involved. The direct lighting poles themselves, the direct light can either be spread wider or can be focused down. And if the security cameras are on the poles where the lights go straight down, those are very tough to see anything besides a bright light there. If the light on the pole where your cameras are dispersed a little wider, that gives a great background for picking up the image. And I didn't know that until we got ready to look at it, and we said, it's interesting that some areas of the parking lot are great. Some of them we can't see anything, but the cameras are the same. So our electrical engineer came back and said, I can solve that for you. It's because of the disbursement of the light down. So we learned that premise too, even with good cameras.